94.9 The Works, fully loaded radio on the line. One of my favorite authors, well-known throughout the world and respected by many. Dean Koontz, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that's invisible applause going on in the background, Dean.
It's deafening, too.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You have a brand new book coming out from, well, the author formerly and currently known as Trixie.
Yes, Trixie was a golden retriever that lived with us for 9 years. She passed away last year, and she would blog on my website, and she would write in my snail mail newsletter, and she got very popular with readers. She did a book of her own a few years ago called Life is Good, which outsold my first hardcover 14-1. So
and well-deserved, by the way.
Yeah, well, I think so. And Hyperion came to us about continuing that tradition. They're going to re-release Life is Good and Christmas is Good, but they took this new book called Bliss To You, which I sort of finished my work day and closed down the computer, and I'd walk in the office every morning, and the computer was on, and there was a new chapter from Trixie on the other side. So she wants to help people be as blissful as dogs are, and she has 8 steps to teach you how to be that blissful.
That's what I really found pleasing about Trixie, and I own Christmas is Good, and was her unique voice. It came across, and there's nothing but joy in her voice. And, sometimes I feel a little jealous because she seems a lot happier than most of us.
Well, she sort of makes that point, that life is to be enjoyed and we're here for joy. And as she puts it, dogs live in a place called Quiet Heart, but human beings live most of their lives in a place called Desperate Heart. And she just wants to teach us how to move next door to her zip code. And that starts by being calm, and she moves you along. And it's kind of wonderful to write in the dog's voice, because if I were to write about things that could make your life happier and philosophical points, people would be bored stiff. But the dog does it in her humorous little voice, and you want to hear it.
Now, one thing that we knew Trixie many, many years from her picture on the jacket covers, and then she started coming out with her own. She now also currently has an animated icon on your website, and she's always keeping an eye on you while you're looking over all her entries.
Yep, she's getting quite a long shadow after her passing. She's going to have her first children's book comes out from Putnam Penguin next year in the fall, and the one after that the following fall. There's some people developing a video game about Trixie. She's seeming to have a kind of long shadow, and all of her income from all of her projects goes to Canine Companions for Independence. Because she started out life as an assistance dog to the disabled.
Now, tell us about your involvement with the Canine Companions. I know it's something that's very near and dear to your heart.
They're an amazing organization. They raise these dogs, they breed them and raise them and train them to give assistance to paraplegics, quadriplegics, spina bifida kids. They even do separate socializing dogs that can take autistic children, and by being a companion to them in a specially trained way, can bring them out of their shells, can calm their behavioral problems, and can turn them into kids who have a much better quality of life. And it's amazing what they're achieving with these animals. So we've been involved with them 20-some years. Trixie was a service dog for 6 months. She went through the training, was with a girl who lost both legs in a traffic accident, and then Trixie needed elbow surgery. And once you have joint surgery, one of these dogs has to be taken out of training. So that was when she came to live with us.
Now, it's interesting that most of your a lot of your books have either Labrador or Golden Retriever, and I think one of the I don't remember which book it was because I've read so many of her books, where that struck me the most was when the dog was going through I think it was a hospital, and you were describing what the dog was smelling. So you've written in a dog's point of view on more than one occasion, very noble creatures in your books. Was that before or as a result of having Trixie in your life?
Actually, that particular book was a book called Dragon Tears, and right in the middle you go into a dog's point of view, and I had one critic say, I was really enjoying this book till it got to suddenly a dog's point of view, and I thought the author had lost his mind, and I was very angry with him. And then I ended up liking the dog's point of view so much I wish the whole book had been stolen.
Right. Yeah, it was a fantastic point of view. I have my favorites of your books. I mean, everything from, I think the early one that struck me was Servants of the Twilight, just because the ending was so out there. I was like, what? And then from there, I mean, some of my favorites are Lightning, of course, Dark Rivers of the Heart, which also had an ending completely unexpected. I mean, basically the bad guys get away. The Fear Nothing and its sequel, which I'm expecting a third, by the way. I'm still waiting for the third one.
I intend to finish it. I just have to live long enough.
Yeah, and my prayers are with you. And also, of course, the Odd-Thomas books. Interesting thing about the Odd-Thomas books is each one reads like a chapter in his life. I mean, it's so self-contained. You're just waiting for what the next day is going to be and what the next book is going to be. Two of my more recent favorite ones were Life Expectancy, which was a fantastic ending. Great book, fantastic ending. I wish you would have written that book on those dates and what their life turned out to be. And The Husband, a great book, which surprised me to find out that with your dealings with Hollywood, and I apologize on my behalf for going to go see Hideaway in the movie theaters because I love the book, but I heard something about The Husband being made into a movie.
It is going to be, well, we think it is. There's a screenplay now. It's been through a number of drafts, but it's in a pretty good condition. And I've got a conversation with the studio later today about that. Whether it ever reaches fruition or whether it becomes a good film, it's such a crapshoot. My experience with Hollywood has not been very good, so I don't get my hopes up. I'll just wait and see it when it comes.
Well, we appreciate every single page you write. A prolific author such as yourself with the turning out quality is something I really appreciate because I'm a big fan, like I said before. And the Odd-Thomas character, fantastic character. Anything you can tell us about that, maybe what we can expect with either Christopher Snow or Odd-Thomas?
Well, there will be 7 Odd-Thomas books. There's 3 more to come.
Wow.
And I kind of intend to publish those 3 all within about a year to a year and a half. And so you get one right after the other to the end of that saga. So, plus I'm writing a memoir of Trixie, plus besides Bliss To You, they were going to do another Trixie book. So my plate's pretty full, but I'm having the best time of my life. So I guess that's... even if I'm busy, at least that keeps me out of trouble with the cops.
Absolutely, and keep up the fantastic work. Bliss To You is hitting bookstores today?
It hits today, that's correct.
Excellent. Bliss To You, another book from Trixie Koontz, Trixie on the other side, as she's known, T.O.T.O.S. Dean Koontz, thank you very much for your time, and again, thank you from a very avid reader and a big fan of yours. Thank you for your time.
Well, thank you. It's the only thing I know how to do, and thank God people like it.